Oh wow, look at all the colors. What a beautiful landscape. Okay, we're going to this. Today I'll be reacting to visiting Vermont in the fall. My friends, this is a special video since I don't know a lot about Vermont, even though a lot of you guys tell me that is one of the most beautiful states in America. I guess we shall see. Before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description, and let's play it.
Vermont is a state of small towns. The capital city, Montpelier, has only 8,000 residents.
Wait, 8,000? Wait, that's a very low number. And Montpellier is actually a very famous city in France. Maybe there is some French influence in Vermont. Even the name Vermont sounds very French, actually.
Towns. The capital city, Montpelier, has only 8,000 residents.
Okay.
8,000. That is a tiny town and makes it the least populated state capital in the entire United States. The biggest city in all of Vermont is Burlington and has only 45,000 people. Not that.
Yo, that's more or less what my city have. And my city is, even in Portugal, is I would say a medium city, you know, so this for America is nothing.
Not big either. Majority of people visit Vermont in fall or winter. In the winter, the biggest draw for tourists are their top-tier ski resorts, many coming from surrounding states. Even Canadians come down. In the fall, you've got the vibrant, fruity,
So Vermont makes border with Canada?
pebbled color foliage, making October the busiest month for tourists and people like us who come primarily to see one thing.
All right, we are.
Okay, my friends, before we go into the video, let me say one thing. I love Vermont already. I love America. I love the North. And that's it. Actually, another thing. I was realizing the other day that I react a lot to Texas, Arizona, California, the southern states. And they are quite beautiful, to be honest here. But I don't react that much to the north. The reason, to be fair, is kind of simple. There is more content for those states in particular than for north states, at least that I'm aware. But my friends, leave a like if I should react more to different states, you know. Maybe Dakota, South Dakota, North Dakota, maybe Montana, maybe Vermont a bit more, New Jersey, you know. I feel like I really have to react more to, let's say, north of America.
Are 30 minutes away from Vermont, and I am hyped. I'm psyching over these fall leaves, man. I know there's a group of people
Oh my, so damn beautiful.
in the United States that are obsessed with them. I may be a part of that tribe.
They're called
too.
leaf peepers.
I'm a leaf peeper.
Wait, is that a term actually in America? Leaf peepers? Wait, is a thing?
Yeah, we arrived pretty late last night to Boston. We got up early this morning. We rented our car using Turo. Turo is basically like Airbnb for cars. It's
Okay, it's not sponsored. Oh, I was about to say, is this a sponsor? It's not.
pretty easy. Like when you get the car, you're supposed to take a bunch of photos to ensure that the car's in good condition and the last person left it in a good place.
And it's much cheaper. Like if you went through Enterprise, it'd be like a couple $100. But for this car, it was under $200 for the 3-day road trip.
We have a lot on the agenda. I've sort of picked out these towns based on blogs.
So if you guys are not aware, but I believe most of you guys are, I'm gonna say it still. I'm coming to America in September, October, still trying to figure out the best date, and I'm gonna rent a car to drive in Texas. The car I'm thinking about is, if I go just with my wife, it will be a Mustang. Yeah, I said it, my friends. It's kind of my dream. But if I don't, if I actually go with my kid, is a baby. That's why we are still trying to figure out the best option. We may rent a SUV, but you know, because I think a Mustang may be not that good for a family. Would you guys agree?
Whatever sounded interesting, I'm like, all right, added that to the Google Maps list. Some towns we're just going to be passing through. We're sort of on a mission here. We don't have a lot of time. So we're not even going to stop. We'll just drive through their downtowns, get a feel for them.
And then we're definitely going to be stopping for all the fall stuff. That's why we're here. We're here for the foliage, but we're also here because we're hoping to find a
Oh, Halloween time. Yeah, because it makes a lot of sense, actually. My friends, okay, so just one more thing. Just one more thing. I apologize for... recently, my friends, I've been pausing like crazy. I feel like I have more things and more things to say, and I repeat myself a lot. But... out of focus. Look at this. With the glasses, no focus. No glasses. Focus automatic. Don't ask me what is going on. I have no idea. But the thing is, any chance, my friends, I have anyone right now watching from Vermont? If so, you have to leave me a comment, my friend, because I'm loving your state. And if I don't have anyone watching from Vermont, I may have someone that end up visiting Vermont back in the day, that have family in Vermont. You can also leave me a comment, my friend. It would mean so much. Let's continue.
pumpkin patch. We want to try a couple different like local eats. You know, if we can find a good lunch place, maybe a good dinner, and all the fall treats. You know, I want to be trying apple cider spice donuts if I can, pumpkin spice. You know, I know maple is a big thing out here.
Maple syrup, creamies.
Why everything was looking orange like the trees?
Apple puree, apple sauce, apple crumble, apple butter, apple pie, apple tart. All right, we are driving through our first small town in Vermont. It's called Brattleboro. This is a town nestled in the Connecticut River Valley. It's been dubbed one of the best small towns in America.
We're not stopping here. We're just going to be driving through their downtown. But supposedly they have some really good farm-to-table restaurants and good shopping.
Damn, my friends. I know I'm repeating, but it's really beautiful.
We just drove through Wilmington, and all the places I want to eat at were closed. Starfire Bakery, Alpenglow Bistro, Dot's Diner. So we are now heading to Manchester for something to eat. But I gotta say, you know, this road trip's been really interesting because you're basically going through these tiny towns. Literally, you blink and you miss them. You go right through them. And one thing that surprised us the most, I'd say, is all these beautiful, bright fall colors. It's not just like part of the state that's like that. It's the
and sorry, my friends, a lot of nature.
Entire state. The whole state is beautiful.
Orange, red, yellow, pink. It's so pretty. And I think we came during a really good time because we're here mid-October, but we're also here midweek. So we're here on a Wednesday. And I'm hoping that when we leave on Friday, we just miss the crowds. I feel like we're lucky too because it's probably more packed here on the weekends, right?
Yes. Usually we'll have a line that goes all the way around the corner down the orchard.
Great for driving around. Not so great for some restaurants that close on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for some reason.
And also we noticed that some of the hours of the restaurants, it's like they'll be only open for breakfast or dinner. So you kind of have to time it in advance. So that's probably something we could have done better.
Yeah, I would definitely look up all the restaurants' times in advance. Now driving by the Bennington Battle Monument. This was built in 1891 to commemorate the Battle of Bennington that took place in 1777. I sound like a historian
Part of the American Revolution War. Okay.
right now. I just Wikipedia'd this stuff, but I gotta say, 1891 they built this. That is very impressive because it stands at over 306 feet tall and it's stone. It's bigger than I anticipated. We saw it driving on the freeway and we had to stop.
Manchester? To be fair, the names in Vermont. Manchester, very famous city in England, and Montpellier, very famous city in France. My friends, what is going on here? What's the next city? Lisbon?
We have made it to Manchester. We're making a quick stop here for dinner. I'm being a little quiet because it's a dinner setting and, you know, don't want to be rude. But when we were looking for places to eat on the road trip today, I found this place. It looks awesome. It's called Curate, and we're actually in the Southern Vermont Art Center. We had to walk through an art gallery to get here. The view's amazing. I'm going to show you guys right now a clip on their website of like this drone shot of how beautiful the property is. It is very green during that time. Right now, it is all amber, so it would look completely...
This is a restaurant with the nature around. Okay.
Different, but the food here looks fantastic. I just got the mixed green.
Okay, this one does not look as good to me. What the hell? Green things? I don't trust green things, my friends.
salad with roasted fall squash, radish, red onion, shaved alpine cheddar, toasted pepitas, and a cumin dressing. And now in front of me, I have the house-made pappardelle primavera with roasted
Oh, this is fancy food, my friends. I'm not a fancy person.
fall vegetables, cured lemon, herbed ricotta, garlic parsley butter, and then Nathan in front of him, he got the curate seafood stew with mussels, shrimp, scallops, chorizo, potatoes, spring greens, garlic parsley butter, saffron broth. And one more thing I'll say is I do think this would be an awesome place for brunch. They're only open for 2 hours in the morning for brunch.
Real talk, I would trade all of that to a chicken fried steak.
And then 2.5 hours in the evening for dinner.
That's
Bon
me.
appetit.
Yes, yeah. It's perfectly cooked. Look at that bounce.
Okay, so accommodation in Vermont has been kind of interesting because there are so many small towns. So finding a place, there wasn't like too many options. But then Nathan found this. We're starting off with a bang.
Friends, this is a Barbie room. It's pink.
We are staying in a Barbie house. Oh my God. Everything is pink. Everything.
I like it.
From the couch to the wallpaper is so cool. Yeah, this place is incredible. Old radio, little details that are super cute. We got a sleigh sign in there. And then the kitchen is just sick.
What the
This
hell?
wallpaper is so unique.
Even the
amount
kitchen.
of colors is just insane.
Last cup.
Sarah would like that.
We just grabbed coffee at Last Cup here in Rutland. Coffee's great, and it was so cute in there. They had it totally festive, decorated, Halloween. They had like witches' hats on the ceilings, and we, of course, had to go with our first taste of fall, a pumpkin spice bagel, which was really, really good. And it was made, I believe, the New York way. It was like a real bagel, you know? You could tell.
It was fire,
It was
dude.
so good. And now we are on our way to our very first pumpkin patch.
All right, we just made it to Winslow Farms, our first pumpkin patch, just outside of Rutland. And it looks like you basically grab yourself.
It's kind of crazy because I see this in movies, TV shows, even on cartoons, people going to pick a pumpkin. At one point, I was not aware if this was actually a thing, still a thing in America, whether saying, but I guess it is.
Yourself a wagon.
So basically, there is farms that let you go there and choose, something like that.
Our first pumpkin patch, just outside of Rutland. And it looks like you basically grab yourself a wagon and load up. Look at these. Pumpkins for days.
And you go inside and you get yourself a hot apple cider or a treat.
It's an experience, you know? They make it a complete, holistic fall experience.
And yeah, we're the only ones here at 10 a.m. So
Yeah, we're a bit early. There's still frost on these pumpkins. But, all right, we're gonna keep moving. Oh, and I'm sipping on a Brown's sweet cider. Brown's Farm is just south of Rutland. Hands down the best cider I've ever had. Brown's Orchard. We're going through our first covered bridge.
wow.
It's all made out of wood. We saw
I actually saw other people going to Vermont. This was a video that I reacted back in the day, that they also went to this place. So I assume this is a very iconic place in Vermont.
out on the side of the road and we were like, we have to go through. It's only for one car at a time though. One lane only.
Yeah, and honestly, it was on the side of the road, so we didn't even really have to go through it. We just wanted to.
Whee! So we just drove through Woodstock. Right off the bat, this place must be on a lot of people's list because it
You know what I'm gonna say, my friends?
Woodstock. Right off.
It's kind of crazy, but we all say that Americans own a lot of pickup trucks, and that's true. I mean, it's obvious. Maybe more in the south than in the north, but I could be wrong about this. But one thing that is very noticeable is Americans love SUVs. Am I crazy to say this, my friends? I mean, cars don't do that well in America. I feel like SUV culture, pickup truck culture is giant. Here in my country and across Europe, to be fair, cars do very well, small cars, and even station wagons. That I thought, I believe it was a really huge thing back in the day. You may grow up with your parents having a station wagon, right? But they are still popular here.
Off the bat, This place must be on a lot of people's list because it was way busier than the other towns we've seen in the last 2 days. Like, there's a lot of tourists, a lot of leaf peepers. It's considered the quintessential New England village, and I gotta say, like, it's very charming. It's a very charming small town. They got their
To be fair, look, I'm not an Instagram person, even though link for my Instagram below, my friend, would mean the world if you follow me there. But probably you will not do it. I also have a Facebook page if you want to follow me. That said, those photos, that would be amazing to have some of those photos in Instagram.
covered bridge, smack dab in the middle of the town. Lots of really cute shops, restaurants. We stopped at this really cool store called Farmhouse Pottery, where they had like a live pottery workshop happening while we were there. And they're selling all kinds of, handcrafted goods. On to the next.
Man, beautiful.
All right, we just made a quick stop in Middlebury. Middlebury is a small college town, home to Middlebury College. We stopped for a quick coffee at this place called Royal Oak. They offered flat whites, so I couldn't say no to a second coffee. Today our goal is to get to Stowe before it gets dark. That is the goal. We are jamming here.
Damn, a bear.
We're moving. We're not really stopping at many places for very long. In hindsight, I probably should have added an extra day to this road trip because we're trying to fit a lot in only 2.5 days. But we're having fun. These towns are, they're charming. Each one has their own charm. They're not big. Literally, their downtowns is like one strip. Every town has like one strip, one street. You go through it and you're done. Now we're heading to Bristol, which is only 20 minutes away.
I love this type of video.
All right, we've made it to our first.
Kind of crazy that, you guys watch me react to this because there is a good chance I would be watching this video if you guys are not watching me either way,
Apple orchard. This place is super charming. I'm making my way around the corner here to see if we can get in on some treats. They got the cider donut. I feel like you have to try creamy.
The apple cider creamy is actually our own recipe. It's made here in-house.
Oh.
All right, well, we got to do
I would do that one. Cheers. First creamy. Creamy is basically just soft serve with milk from Vermont.
I got the maple.
Is Vermont milk that special?
We got apple cider. Are they superior to soft serve around the U.S.? I'll say maple is just a nice flavor. Milk quality tastes good in these, knowing that all these ingredients are sourced locally, and this Yates place, this is their own recipe. I'm pretty stoked right now. We got some apple cider donuts coming shortly.
Thank you.
I honestly would love to see that there is some Europeans that do a lot of negative videos about America. I wish they watch this type of videos instead of the crazy ones, because for me this is kind of like real America. The thing, Americans only eat fast food and stuff like that. But look at all these things locally, it's incredible.
Lightly sweet, definitely like a nice apple flavor, cinnamon. Just delicate. I like that. It's not like too heavy or overpowering. You can tell it's like homemade.
We're currently standing
that is so good,
in the
probably.
orchard. Check this out.
It's an apple tree.
Shut up.
They look really good.
Yeah. So you grab a bag and then you just go down and pick as many as you want. I think it's $1.90 a pound.
I don't know what they're doing because like most apple trees I see, there's usually like they're bruised. There's like worms in them. A certain amount of them are going to be damaged or sick. For some weird reason,
these all look great.
These all look great.
And
they
it smells
beautiful.
Delicious.
I feel like today I end up beating the record for the word beautiful. I said beautiful 100 times. Well.
Yeah. All right, on to the next stop.
All right, we are 10 minutes away from Stowe. We have made it to Stowe with about an hour and a half of daylight to spare. I've heard a lot about this place. I heard it's super popular, if not, one of the most popular places in all of Vermont. I've heard this Vermont village has real European ski town vibes. Even though it's not winter and no one's skiing, we gonna see.
We got a table and we're so lucky. We went online in advance and we got it in 20 minutes. And there were people who said that they were waiting for an hour and a half. So, little pro tip, this place is really popular. I think it's gonna be really good.
Pro pig.
We got the fish dip.
We got that ikura on top.
No. And the pickled veg. Wow, it looks really good too.
You get one appetizer here. You have to get the fish dip. It is out of this world. It's not too fishy. They even put trout eggs or salmon eggs on top. I don't even know what it is, but it is insane. Look at that. So Olivia went with the chopped pork sandwich. I went with
Finally, because I was thinking, this type of food is not for André. Now, yes, chopped pork sandwich.
pastrami, and from just looks alone, so
Okay, now we are so back right now, my friends. Pastrami sandwich. I thought the name of this was Ruben or something.
far, this is look how clean and just well
Beautiful.
executed this pastrami sandwiches. You feel that? Oh my god, here
Forget
we
the
go.
fish, my friend. Go in. How good. Yeah.
This is a winning restaurant for sure.
The customer service here has also been so great. Like people have come by to check on us regularly, make sure we're having a good time.
Yeah.
This is great.
Awesome. Wait, that's it? No way. Oh, I was enjoying the video so much. Yeah, that's it. Okay, my friends. Awesome video. I mean, awesome video. Thank you so much for watching this with me. Really means a lot. I'm not sure if I will have anyone from Vermont watching my reaction, but if there is a chance of that, a possibility of that, I want to say that, beautiful America strikes again. In this case, Vermont strikes again. What a great state, my friends. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.